Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching. It's the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. I'm your host, Barry Welsh. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and if you'd like to support the show, it's always welcomed, always appreciated, always needed. It's $ American Doofus, AmericanDufus, all one word, as far as the Cash App. And again, it's always greatly appreciated. We're going to start out tonight by taking a look at a video from Andrew Mercado Media. Now, this was from earlier today in Minneapolis, Minnesota, just showing a few brief seconds of it here. This is the day before the trial of the police officer for murder for killing George Floyd begins tomorrow. And of course, we will be covering that. This was happening today. Some people have said, why are they protesting when the trial hasn't even started? It's a reminder, as you see from one of the signs, that all eyes are on justice. Now, there was an article earlier in the week on CNN that said the police officers on trial for murder of George Floyd, but the justice system is not on trial, suggesting that this is just a blip and things will continue. And that is something to think about. Let's look just a little bit more here. Okay, again, this is from Andrew Mercado Media. Highly recommend you go to Facebook and look up Andrew Mercado, Mercado, Andrew Mercado, and watch the rest of the video. It's a little over an hour long. And he also has, there was a candlelight vigil tonight ahead of the trial with Al Sharpton and some people up in Minneapolis as well. He's got video of that too, if you're interested. Now, the other thing I wanted to touch on tonight is the Michigan, the chairman of the Republican Party in the state of Michigan, a guy named Ron Weiser, W-E-I-S-E-R, Ron Weiser. And Ron Weiser was speaking at a Republican event and was asked by a member of the crowd about two Republican United States congressmen from Michigan, Republicans that voted to impeach Trump for inciting violence and attempting to overthrow the government. And what he said was, other than assassination, I don't know what we can do about them. And that's troubling on two counts, okay? Number one, for my friends in the Black community and in the brown communities and in the yellow communities, this is very problematic, because if they're going to start shooting people that look like them, do you think they would, or start recommending that people that look like them be shot? Do you think they would bat an eye about recommending you be shot simply because of the way you look. It's just something to think about. And I said it's important for two reasons. The second reason is he says the only way to get rid of these two congressmen is to assassinate them, other than voting them out. And that would imply to some that that's a green light to try to assassinate these two people. Now, he also said regarding the female governor, the female secretary of state, I believe, three other state. These are two United States congressmen. Okay, these are federal officials, and he talked about three women who are state officials, and he said that his plan was to soften them up so that they can be burnt at the stake. Now, Gretchen Whitmer is the governor of Michigan, and we reported on this show as well as other. It was mainstream that there was a plot to kidnap her and eventually put her on trial. And now the leader of the Republican Party in Michigan is saying he wants to burn these three women at the stake, and it's sexist, it's dehumanizing, it's deplorable. But again, it's a wake-up call to anyone that is not in that realm, that if you're not in that realm, you're dead to people that are in that realm. And if we don't marginalize that realm, it will eat up the entire United States of America, potentially. And the problem is that they don't have a problem. They don't have a problem with violence or with whatever it takes to get their way. And those of us that want to do what's right, well, you don't do what's right by doing what's wrong. But at some point it may get to that there is such a divide in the country that there is no choice. And that is horrific to think about. It brings up the second part. I said there were two important factors. Okay, I wanted to get out everything that Republican state official had said before I brought up this part. He said all these things. He's not sitting in federal prison. I reported earlier in the week about two men from Louisville, Kentucky that have been sitting in federal prison for months. One of them because he put a post on social media that said, if January 6th was that easy, then why aren't we occupying LMPD, the Louisville Metro Police Department? And he's in federal prison for it, okay? If it was in jest, he probably shouldn't have posted it. But I don't think it wasn't serious, and nothing happened. That's the thing, nothing happened from that event. Now, I hope and pray nothing happens from this event, but why hasn't this guy been arrested? Just something to think about. Maybe two different standards, maybe two different judicial systems. I don't know, just something to think about. I'm going to be live Tuesday night, 10:30, with an open forum. If you want to come on and talk with me via chat, ask questions, comments, bring up topics, whatever. We talk about a little bit of everything on Tuesday's open forum shows. If you'd like to be a guest on a panel, hit me up in the email, americandoofus@gmail.com. And we're going to be talking about some important issues and important factors coming up, and talking about how sometimes we lose focus of what we should be focused on. And in my opinion, the communities of color, including the Black community, need to be focused on what's going on in the Republican Party and the potential uprising of these quote unquote Trump diehards, because they didn't all just go away. They haven't even all, they're still flying their flags. They're still letting people know where they are and who they are. And it's still a very dangerous situation. And we always have to keep our heads on a swivel, some more than others. And I think it's important that we start recognizing where potential enemies are. And one of the things we're going to be talking about coming up is race within race. You know, the idea of how races view each other, and some things that we're going to talk about, some things that'll probably be uncomfortable, but that's, you know, that's part of learning and part of growing and part of maturing and part of reaching understanding. And you know, I say all the time on here, it's a dark world, and try to be a light, but you know, really make sure you repent. Try to purify your heart. You know, I struggle with it. I struggle with it, not because of pigment of people's skin, but specifically because of my ex-wife destroying my life, you know, and the things that happened to me were not as horrific as have happened to other people. But I struggle with not hating. And I think maybe, you know, when we all get down to it, honestly, we all have some hate in us for something, and that's holding us back, in my opinion. And I really want to let go of my hate, and I hope you can let go of your hate. And if you're a spiritual person, repent, because you never know. You never know when it's your last day. And just something to think about. One final thing to think about. What's really important right now? And I want to talk to my friends in the Black community for just a second, specifically. The divisions within the Black community keep intensifying and growing. And people are upset about Tamika Mallory. And I don't get that. She did a commercial for a car company, for Cadillac, and she's going to make some money off of it. And whether you're an activist or a doofus, you know, you got to live, you got to pay your bills, you got to make some money. And if she's making money off of the commercials, chances are she's not taking money out of the movement, or at least that's the way I would view things. The last thing I want to do is take money from a movement. Okay. So, and again, to my friends in the Black community, because I didn't think this way. I didn't even consider it. I had a lot of people, what do you think about Tamika Mallory and commercial for Cadillac Pimp Mobile? And I always looked at Cadillacs as, you know, an upper level American car. I never considered it a pimp mobile. Of course, I'm not from, you know, I didn't grow up in cities, and, you know, maybe that's common knowledge and I'm just a doofus about it. But nonetheless, is that what's really important? To tear down a young, intelligent, articulate Black woman for doing a commercial? I don't think so. But it's just something to think about. Okay. I love y'all. I'll be live Tuesday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 7:30 p.m. on the West Coast. And wherever you're at around the world, come and join. And again, if you'd like to be considered to be a guest on an upcoming panel, email americandoofus@gmail.com. A lot of stuff in a small episode tonight. And if you have comments for me, you can email me too, americandoofus@gmail.com. And if you like what we try to do here in trying to talk about things that need to be talked about that aren't talked about enough or aren't talked about at all, such as the two men we talked about, John Sablinski, Boogeyman was his AKA, and Profane, Adam Turner, the two men from Louisville that we talked about. Also last week we had a really good EAR episode. If you didn't get a chance to see that, go back and watch a couple of watch that episode. And Tuesday night's live wasn't bad either. So if you haven't seen the episodes from last week, go back and check them out. Some great stuff coming up this week, including live Tuesday night at 10:30. And depending, I will probably have something tomorrow with the George Floyd trial starting, and with I had some tips that some things were supposed to happen today that I don't know if they've happened or not. So I may be on tomorrow. I may take tomorrow as a mental and spiritual wellness day, and just get away from things for a while. But I will be here Tuesday at 10:30. Hope you will be too. I love y'all. Thank you very much. It is the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. I'm the host. I'm Barry Walsh. Until next time, I love you all. Peace, shalom, blessings. Repent and try to purify your heart from hate. And I say that more so that I can hear it and try to do it myself as I do a recommendation for anybody else. All right. Sincerely love y'all. Thank you.